Recording in progress.
Okay, today we will discuss on user creation, role creation, lookups, and if possible, value sets. So before we start the class, how many of you have recapped yesterday's HDL class? Anyone practiced? Hello, am I audible? Okay. Jumping to the user creation page. Navigation to the user creation page. So from Springboard, if you want to navigate, you need to go to the tools icon, which will be available in the page. So in the tools, we will have security console. In security console, we will have user creation page. The other way is go to navigator. In navigator also, we will have tools. From tools, you can go to security console. Since we are in Vision instance, Fusion pages are running a little slow today. Possibly it could be because of Oracle maintenance in the backend. So once we click on the security console, we will land up in this page. In this page, we have user's icon. On clicking on the user icon, we will land in this screen. So here in this screen, we can create a user, and creating a user, we can do it in two ways. One is copying the existing user, and second one is creating a brand new record. So copying an existing user, why we do it? So whenever we join a new team in a project, let's say you have joined as a consultant, and you and if you're co-consultant, maybe a co-colleague, your colleague have the same job roles as you do, and he has a user account already created. Now when he already have a user already created, he might have got all the job roles defined in his user. In this scenario, we will just query that user, copy that user, so that all the roles which he have will be replicated in your user. So now I'll show you how to copy the user first, and then we'll go for add a new user account. So I have a user called rpathakota. I'm querying it over here with username. Open it. Okay. See, he has all the job roles already defined, correct? So if I want another user to be created with this same job names, what I will do, I'll just go back to the previous screen. Here we have actions button, correct? Click on the actions button, copy the user. So once we click on the copy user, we'll get uh, these fields to be filled as the user related details. So associated person type, none or worker. Worker is employee, none is some third person. So if you are selecting worker, Oracle considers that the person record is already created in the system. None is a third party person. Currently we will go with the none. Account, in the account information, active or locked. Active means the user is currently in the organization and he has access to the org related documentation, policies, and etc. Logged is someone who has already resigned or moved out, or a pre-joiner. So if you go to an interview, your details will be loaded first. So in that, when they load your details, they will put your account in the locked status. So they want to store your record, but they do not want to give you any access. So this user category, the user category defines as a contracting user, or he is our internal organization user. These two options defines that. In the first name, whatever are indicated with asterisk are mandatory and rest are optional. And here, this username, whatever you are seeing over here, this is your login credential. So this is the basic information which we provide in this user creation page. And once we click on save and close, the user D ready will be created. Repeat your question once again. So this is taken care by HRMS team, but for few of the jobs, you will also create the user, you will also provide the roles. So for example, like in the previous week, we had an issue with a report called vendor distribution report, where the details of vendors are displayed in the report. So now in that report, we were facing an issue with for few of the suppliers on their tax information not getting displayed. So in that scenario, I have been assigned with an incident stating why these are not assigned. So for doing the R&D and technical analysis, you will work on this screen only. And you will work with, if you are not able to find out the issues, you will work with the Oracle support team. Sorry. So this user is created with all the job roles which are present for our Bhatakota user. So this is how we copy the user from one user to a new user. Now creation of new user account, we'll click on add user account button. We will have same details as in copying a user. So I have added a new user now. If I click on now I'm clicking on add role icon. So the most important roles which a technical consultant will have are IT security manager, application administrator, Guys, I'm sorry. Today I think I have disturbance in my internet. Just continuing wherever we have stopped. The other one is application implementation consultant administrator. These two are the other roles which we give. So just a minute, let this load. So now I have added 5 roles to this user and I'm saving and closing this. Here, whenever we want to query a user, we have different options. We can query it with username, email, last name, and first name. I'll just type in Dinesh and I'll put it in first name. So we have two users. One is created with the D ready one just before with the roles, and another one is a user copied. So once we create a user and assign the roles to a user, the next following job will always be running a ESS job. So yesterday I have mentioned a ESS job. Do anyone remember that job name or how we can find that? Anyone? Hello? Just find out. No, yesterday after creating some users, I have ran a job.
Retrieve latest LDAP changes.
Yes, LDAP changes. So anyone remember navigation? No, that is for HDL process. So we'll go
Go
to
to
the username
task panel.
and we will go to setup and maintenance. In the setup and maintenance, we have run roles, user and role synchronization process. Once we do that, we'll get this job. Retrieve latest LDAP changes. Click on submit. The job will be submitted. Once the job completes, the user will be able to access according to the roles defined to him. Without that job submission, it may take a while to reflect the job assignments to that user. Are we clear in user creation?
Yeah.
Any questions in this? Okay. Moving to role creation. So first I'll show you a default role which is already provided by Oracle. I'll explain the topics in that and then I'll go for role creation. So I'm picking payable administration for explanation, clicking on the drop down and clicking on edit role. So, so we have these menu options while creation of a role. In function and security policies, we will define the privileges for the role. Now, what are privileges? So the privileges are the different access related functions which we provide to the role. See, I have given some brief description in this note. So the privileges will give you access to define the different data in the payables for payable administration, and it allows you to perform tasks like create an invoice and pay the invoice in this way. And these are the privileges granted through the duty roles and function security policies. Now, the next one is permission groups. The permission groups are you know, uh, it is used to provide the permissions for the management of the role. So this permission group will be enabled only when you check this, you enable this button, and this button will be enabled on enabling a profile in Oracle Fusion. So this is normally not used in the duty roles while creating a role. So this currently is in use for AI related applications, AI related job roles. The data security policies. So why we define the data security policy? So, so I have just given a quick examples in this, stating to access a invoice for a business unit XXX, the business unit will be defined with a certain data security policy, and that will be provided over there. See here, let's say I'm working on some AI agent. I'll click on AI space. See, these are the resources for working on the AI agent studio. In our Springboard, we have an icon called AI Agent Studio, and you got a task to work on AI Agent Studio. So first you need to have all the security policies which are relative to the AI agent to work on that. So why you require the security policy? So now let's say some user who's a functional consultant got access to these security policies, and he has started working on the AI agents, and when he was working, he messed up with some uh, development. Now, in that kind of scenario, so some certain Fusion pages will go corrupt. To make sure that these things doesn't happen in Fusion, we define these security policies and assign to a role, and we will assign the role to the user back again. Now, what are the actions available while creating a data security policy? Here in the data set, if you select all values in the actions, we will have two models. One is manage, second one is view. The view defines the read-only access, whereas manage will define read-only and modify access. Are you good in, are you clear in data security policy here?
Yes.
Next, moving to next, role hierarchy. So in the role hierarchy, let's say we are creating a custom role. In the custom role, you want to have some access rights of the standard role. Then we will provide the role name here, and we will click on add role, and we will search for a role, and we will add the predefined roles in this section. So when you add the predefined roles in this section, the predefined roles related privileges and security policies by default flow into your